A member of the Laguna Pueblo, our next guest, Deb Haaland, became the first Native American woman to serve in a president's cabinet when Joe Biden asked her to be his Secretary of the Interior. And now she is running to become the first Native American woman to serve as a governor in the United States. Last week, Secretary Haaland won the Democratic nomination for governor in New Mexico. Secretary Haaland is running against former Rio Rancho Mayor Greg Hull, who won the state's Republican primary. According to the New Mexico Indian Affairs Department, New Mexico has approximately 263,615 Native American citizens, which represent nearly 12.4% of the state's population. In her new memoir, A Voice Like Mine, Haaland recalls the moment she returned to New Mexico after serving as President Biden's Interior Secretary. There was a calamitous chill beyond the unseasonable air. In a few days, Donald Trump would be sworn in for a second term, and the country's fear and worry were palpable. Along with millions of Americans, I had done all I could to elicit a different result. My desire to defend my community and the people of New Mexico grew. I was fired up to defend my beautiful state against the chaos and cruelty of the second Trump administration, so I spoke to friends about my intention to run for governor of New Mexico. Joining us now is Deb Haaland, former Interior Secretary in the Biden administration. She's the Democratic nominee for governor in New Mexico, and her new book is titled A Voice Like Mine. It is available now. Secretary Haaland, thank you very much for joining us tonight. And the statement that I just read seemed to suggest that although you're running for governor, you are running against Donald Trump.
Well, absolutely both are true, Lawrence. Thanks for having me. And yes, governors are the first line of defense against the worst policies coming out of the White House. It's so important that we elect Democratic governors across the country. And you might know that we have a Democratic governor right now in our state, and I'm working really hard to make sure that that this office stays in Democratic hands.
And it's a term-limited state on governors, so it's basically you're running for what's an open office. Now, what is the Trump effect in New Mexico today?
Yes, well, since that horrible bill was passed, people are worried and scared about their Medicaid being cut, their SNAP benefits being cut. I talked to federal workers all over New Mexico, some former federal workers who have been fired from their jobs. But look, we have 23 Indian tribes in New Mexico, 2 national labs, military bases. The federal government has obligations to our state, and people are worried, quite frankly, that they will lose their footing in a chaotic world where gas prices are above $4.50 a gallon, where things are more expensive because of the Trump tariffs. I could go on and on and on.
Today, Donald Trump actually said he loves that gas prices have gone so high in New Mexico and everywhere else. His exact words were, "I love the inflation." Are New Mexico voters going to understand why Donald Trump loves inflation?
No, well, I can tell you that they do not love inflation, and it's really causing some families to not be able to pay their rent and buy groceries in the same month. And that's why I would like to be the governor of New Mexico, so I can, push against this administration, help to make life more affordable for New Mexicans. They deserve that, and that's what I'm working hard to do.
What do you think you would bring to the governorship from your experience as Secretary of Interior?
Absolutely. Well, when I was secretary, of course, I have a record of accomplishment. I managed a department with 70,000 career staff, an $18 billion annual budget. I'm the only one with experience like that who was running for governor, and I want to use that experience and knowledge for the benefit of New Mexico. I was also a congresswoman, so I know how the federal government works. And I'm ready to work for New Mexicans so kids can read sooner, so people can get health care when they need it, so life can be more affordable for every New Mexican, regardless of where they live.
Donald Trump has been threatening in various ways to send some sort of federal troops, possibly federal law enforcement officers, to polling places around the country this year, possibly in the next presidential election. What can be done about that in New Mexico?
Well, I'll tell you, the president was already hounding our Secretary of State for our voter rolls. She told him to go take a hike. I am going to do whatever I can to protect everyone's access to the ballot box. We've worked incredibly hard to make sure that we have opportunities for people to vote. We have same-day voter registration. We have early voting across the state. We take our constitutional right of voting very seriously in New Mexico. That's how I started my political work, was registering voters and getting them to the polls. So I'm going to fight hard to make sure that this access is free and fair, that we have free and fair elections in my state, and I'll do whatever I can to make that happen.
Deb Haaland, Democratic nominee for governor in New Mexico, thank you very much for joining us tonight.